What is going on? You are watching and listening to Tags Live, aka Talk About Gay Sex, the live edition. I'm your host, Steve V. This is episode 340, season 6, y'all. And I am alongside Cody Maurice Doggett. How the hell are you over there in Brooklyn?
Hello, darling. I'm doing well. I'm actually in
Oh,
Queens
sorry, Queens.
now.
Okay.
It's okay. Perfectly fine. It's like so close to Brooklyn. It's like you walk 5 steps and you're in Brooklyn. So
Yeah, and 13 years later, and I still don't really understand the way the boroughs really work, but I'm going to take your word
you should
for
try
it.
coming out once
I,
in a
I,
while.
I will. I'm always confused with all that. I'm a California boy at heart. However, you know what? This is day two. This is really cool. This is day 2 of going live.
I know, right?
Second night in a row. Last night
I
we
know,
had
right?
part 2 of our 5-year anniversary, which we're going to talk about recap in just a second here. But I'm kind of getting used to this. Tomorrow night, are we going live?
Let's do it, bitch. Let's go.
I get a lot of my thoughts in the shower when I'm like, tomorrow, I love tonight's like another live broadcast. And I thought
Yeah,
I could literally do 4 nights a row. You're like, no, bitch. But I could do 4 nights a
I could
row
do it. I
of
could
our
do it.
show. I could totally do 4 nights a row, not 5. And, I would want to do like a Jimmy Kimmel where
Okay,
pre-record, or Wendy Williams where the Friday is pre-recorded. I could do
that would
something
be
like
perfect.
that. Like we would have
Yes.
5 nights live, but we would pre-record and we would only be working
Official.
like maybe 4 days a week. I could totally do that. That would be a lot.
Oh,
I'm
are you putting in
projecting.
an offer? Oh my goodness.
I'm projecting. Listen, we had a very cool email come in through
I love it.
today that I'm
Yes.
not going to go tell you guys. I will fill you
Fingers
in.
crossed. Yes.
A really exciting email came in through the Tags podcast community. And
Woo-hoo.
anyways, how much fun was last night? Our
So
5-year part
much
2.
fun. I literally had to pull back a little bit because I was like, oh my God, I'm doing a show. I have to wait, I have to focus.
It
We
was
have to
like a
do this.
party.
Such a good time. I love Lincoln. I love hanging out with you. Our special guests were so amazing. James and Jen. Jen is in tonight, so we might
Yeah.
put him back on, and we could have another Kiki. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So much fun. So juicy with the advice that we were giving. I really liked, because we always like it when you guys write in and ask for sex or relationship advice. What was really fun about last night. So if you haven't watched it yet, no worries. It's down. You can listen to it. You could watch it on our YouTube channel. You can go to Tags Podcast and watch it from there, listen to it. But what was really cool about it is giving advice in person to somebody. And a lot of
Oh
people
yeah.
didn't know. It reminded me of the radio days or Love Lines back in the
Oh my
day.
gosh, with Adam Carolla. Oh, I used to
Yeah.
love that.
Love lines. And my background is in radio. I'm a
Yes.
communications major. And I was thinking about that too. I'm glad I'm doing what I'm doing. It is literally what I went to school for. Not this, but
Yeah.
communications. And that's really fun. I really love that. So much fun last night. By the way, if you missed it, it's worth checking out part 2 of our 5-year anniversary of Tags Podcast. Just go to tagspodcast.com. It's episode 339 if you're kind of scrolling around there. One thing you should know, though, is that we are in the middle of a special offer for you. And that means that you can be getting join our Patreon community. And what that means is the conversation continues. You get at certain tiers, there's 5 of them you can
Mhm.
join. They range in monthly fees, but you get monthly sexy perks
Ooh,
each month.
sounds good to me.
Yeah. And right now, if you join between now and February 24th, you'll get a special offer. And what that means is at the $10 perk and above, what you get is a special shout out on the show, but you also get an exclusive live stream. There's just like a hangout live stream with Cody and myself. That's going to be a lot of fun. You can ask us
Cool.
anything. We can continue the topics at hand. It'll be a lot of fun. So go to patreon.com/Tags Podcast and take advantage of the special offer. One of them is our Discord community, our Discord channel.
Discord.
It's really cool. You go on there. Jen and I were chit-chatting after the show yesterday and conspiring our minds, making some plans. It was a lot of fun.
I want to know what the tea is.
Well, you got to go on our Discord channel, and it means to go to our Patreon channel. So you're a member on there.
I'm a member. I can find out.
Yeah. Well, we are live. Somebody asked me offline earlier how I heard you talk about how you guys are live on the show, and I realized I don't mention this enough. If you just listen to our show, we are live every Wednesday night at 9:00 Eastern time on the Get Vocal platform. Go to our TAGSPodcast or our Instagram page, and I always post the link for the week's live event. So that's how you get, and that's how somebody was asking me earlier, how do you guys, I don't understand how you're live and how are people communicating? That's how it is. It's on our Adrian, I think you might have been the one that asked. If you're watching us live right now, hi, hello.
Turn around.
Yeah, I think. Anyways, more to talk about. Today somebody out of the blue, Cody, was a former F buddy. I know this gets pushed over to our Facebook channel, so I got to be a little bit. A former friends with benefits.
Oh wait. Okay. All right. Yes.
Reached out to me and was saying, "How you doing?" And this was really good sex, Cody. I have to, yeah. And he sent a current picture of how he looks now, and he's still
looking good.
Still looking good.
Oh
and
my goodness.
And it's turned into how you doing? And I was like, I took a few hours to be like, oh hi. I saw it come through.
Wait, did you wait to text him back? Of course I did. Oh, girl.
I'm kind of glad I did, because what I forgot about this boy is he's one of those, and this isn't whatever. He just texts a lot. I'm not a big texter.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So I kind of get my words out, and then I want to move on, and I'm always onto a project. I'm always working on this show for you guys. Yay. And he's going on and on and on. And however, we got into the old days, and he was saying, "Oh, I wish I missed that ass," and he admitted that it's some of the best sex he's had, and I was like,
nice.
What? Me? Okay.
That is definitely
I screen captured that moment
for sure. Oh yeah,
because that is receipts.
Bio and everything.
That's receipts. The next time somebody ever says anything about, well, I don't know about Steve, he's like, I'm like,
read the reviews.
No, read the reviews. And I decided I'm going to start collecting those whenever somebody says something, putting them in a file up my ass.
Oh, we got a Yelp for you now. Is that what's going on? Steve Yelp.
Yeah, right.
By the way, on the way out the door, feel free to leave a comment.
Please do. Yes. Actually, I'll just put a little you can write your comments on the way out. But I have to say, it was really cool. It was really cool to hear him say all these things and kind of get back into the mix and what he wanted to do with me. And he says, when are you going to be in LA next? Because he lives in LA. And I said, I didn't have the heart to say, well, I'm currently broken ankle here, but I still got it going on. But I said, maybe. I did. April. I said April. So it may be going down. He's been texting since, and I'm a little afraid that he's a little over texting. I don't know, but I'm just going to go with it. How do you feel about sexting?
I love it.
I do too. And I want to hear more about what you think about it, but it got me kind of hot and bothered. He sent some pictures of himself. I had to stop what I was doing for you all with this show and jack off because it was that hot.
Oh, wow.
I got that hot and bothered that we're going to talk about jerking off to something a little bit later.
Similar, yes.
Yeah. I got back in the mood. I was so riled up that I had to take a moment and relieve.
Self-reflect, and you had to take some time for yourself and to please yourself. That's wonderful. I love that. I love sexting.
I had to treat yourself. Treat myself.
That's right.
How do you feel about sexting, and do you sext Joe?
I do sext Joe. I actually think it's a good, healthy way to keep a relationship fresh. And because you always got to treat your relationship like you're still in the initial dating phases, because you want to woo the person that you're with. And I think that sexting is one of the ways that you play that wooing game. The courting.
I love that. I really love that you guys do that. And does he do it? Does he reciprocate, or is he like, oh my gosh, like I can't?
He's listening right now.
Oh, you took the earbuds out. Okay. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah,
he does. And I love it. Every time I open up my phone and I'm like, oh, it's a surprise. I can't open this one on the train.
That is so funny.
He's done this thing for me. He showed me how to send invisible texts with invisible ink, and it's blurred out. The text is when you first open it.
What do you mean?
So you send the text and you send it invisible ink. Say it's not safe for work. Okay.
But because you're a superhero, your eyes can read it? Is that
no, you brush your finger over the blurred out text and it becomes a real picture. I have to send
in the HELL is going on?
It is so good. It's such a good way to send.
Can you teach me? Please?
I will. I'll send you a text as soon as we get off the show. Okay.
So what about this question? So now I need some advice.
Okay.
So I always get this, and to me, it's about creating I can sex for a while and then I need to move on, and this guy needs to wait till April and we will get it on. And I'm really, I'm a live and an in-person kind of guy. I just really am. Perfect. I don't do really well on, like, other than social media, which we have to do for the show, and I create those kind of things. I don't want to spend time on the phone. I hate texting so much. It's just, anyways. But when someone is asking for videos of you, and this person's asking for videos, oh, can you send me this? So I said, let me see what I got in the archives, and I opened up the padlock and I sent over some, thinking that would put him at bay. Then he wanted some videos.
Oh,
and it's
man.
And I do. The thing is, now I used to be a little bit more forthcoming of my sex videos, and I do have some videos on this device.
You have a repertoire on your phone.
I do.
What's going on?
There's some juicy stuff that live on this. But you know
what cloud, because watch out.
Well, I know we talked about it, but the thing is, I don't know that I really want to send videos anymore. First of all, they're not. Well, for starters, they're not of me like today, and not that I'm look that much different, but they're like old videos. And why am I going to send a video of me with somebody else for your, like, I want to be with you?
That kind of turns me off too.
Yeah, so I want to be with you, and I want to recreate what you and I had. Not you, Cody, but I mean you, me, and this.
But I know what you meant, girl.
In case you joined in for this second, I'm talking about sexting, but I don't know that I really want that living on your device. And we're doing a lot with this show. I don't need it leaking out as we grow. If it does, I wouldn't care. If we have some big aspirations with Tags Podcast here. We really do. But even if something got leaked out, it's like, we're a sex podcast. What do you got on me? We talk about sex. I know. Yeah, it wouldn't be the worst thing, but I want to be in control of that, and I don't really want that. So what are you going to say?
So there is a way to kind of mitigate it, to kind of make sure that they can only view it one time. If you send it through Instagram, if you send a picture or a video through Instagram, they can only view it one time, and then it disappears.
What about that thing on the phone that you were just talking about, where you scratch and snip it? Or whatever you were saying.
That is iMessage. You scratch and snip it. I love it.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Oh my God, that is the next. That's the future.
Well, we're about to talk about underarm and all this stuff. Another preview to a topic coming up, y'all. And wouldn't that be great? Like, here's Smell this. And you
Yes.
scratch and sniff it.
You are too funny. No, so that's iMessage. The invisible ink is an iMessage where you if you're sending it to your boyfriend and you want to make sure that it's not viewed by people around him, you send it invisible ink. But on Instagram, if you send a video or a picture and you just want them to be able to view it one time, that is a feature on Instagram.
Yeah, I've gotten some of those before, and however,
people
but I was
slide in your DMs.
But I mean, I was clumsy and saw it, and then I did something, and then it went away, and I was like, no, but I didn't really see it yet. No,
and it's gone forever. Just have them send you another one.
Gone forever.
Well,
no, I think they're thinking, no, he's shady, and he wants to.
Those. So, you still have to be a little bit careful, but that's one way you can kind of keep more control over it.
All right. Well,
okay.
On the same lines, Jen says you can do a Kim Kardashian and get famous of a leaked sex video. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Take one for the team, Steve.
I don't know.
Take two for the team, Steve.
We already talked so openly about this stuff. I just feel like I don't want to send over an old video that I recorded. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to do it. Like, he either wants to be with me when I come in April, or not, and I'm just not going to do that, but we'll see. But along the same lines, though, there's an article that you and I were looking at earlier today. I like this article. It was on New Now Next, and it's written by Stephen Underwood, and I'm assuming this is the same Stephen Underwood. Oh, actually, I don't know. Never mind. Scrap that out. But the article is entitled "How COVID-19 Ushered in a Queer Cyber Sex Renaissance." From MOAN rooms, MOAN, MOAN rooms on Clubhouse to gay Twitter. There are platforms aplenty. This whole article is talking about Clubhouse in general. When you and I were on Clubhouse back in the day, remember, Cody?
Yes, I do.
There are now rooms that are dedicated to moaning.
Oh,
like actual moaning.
Okay.
Which is kind of crazy. And I mean, I at first thought I was like, wait, what? But then I kind of got into it because I was thinking about my sexting thing. So one of the reasons that I can't wait to go out again, and I do so well meeting people in person. Is one of my favorite things. I don't go on the apps very much. I'm not a grinder person, a scruff, because I think it's so limiting. But sexting seems a little bit better, but you don't hear the voice. And obviously, I'm a communications guy. I love the voice. A moaning room could be kind of hot.
I love that. I love the idea of a moaning room. I don't know if a moaning room would be considered cheating. I have to discuss that in my relationship, because I might want to try that out. If he says that it's okay, that it's not necessarily, he doesn't dictate that as cheating, because relationships are about how you define them with your partner, basically. So
he could go in there with you, though, and could go.
We can make our own moaning room.
You could, yeah. You could be. Actually, it would be really cool if it was a moaning room of two boyfriends or a couple,
and people could listen to us. I would charge for that.
And then, okay, now we're talking OnlyFans. But I mean, yeah, I
think we need to
monetize. Yeah. Go to patreon.com/podcast. I was kind of, I like the idea. This article that I'll post on TAGSPodcast.com is really talking about how, because of COVID, we've been so isolated, many of us, through things like this moaning rooms on Clubhouse. They're giving us some, I don't know, some leeway to kind of express ourselves, and it's kind of the future of sex. In a related article on out.com, there's an article about how technology will and won't change sex in the future.
Okay. Are we talking Demolition Man? The 3 shells? You remember that?
I don't, but what is that?
I will send you the clip. I need to start making notes because I have to send you a bunch of stuff after we get off this after we get
Okay.
off the show. But I'll send it to you. It's
This
cute.
article this article is really interesting. Here's how technology will and won't change sex in the future. As technology and pandemic push digital encounters, a writer stresses the importance of the IRL connections. Um, this was interesting because this article talks about loneliness.
Mhm.
Loneliness isn't going away, and according
Yeah.
to most data, it's gotten worse in the last few years.
Mhm.
This is according to Dr. Jesse Gold. This is the Director of Wellness, Engagement, and Outreach for the Department of Psychiatry at Washington University School
Mhm.
of Medicine in St. Louis. We don't talk enough about the impact of loneliness on mental health in the pandemic, but it has had a tremendous impact on rates of anxiety, depression across the board. Gold says it has most impacted people in the age range of 18 to 24.
Mhm.
That's really young. Some of the
Yeah.
highest rates of negative mental health outcomes in the pandemic. Queer youth have particularly struggled. Trevor Project reports this, and we love the Trevor Project. I don't know. What are your thoughts on the future of sex virtually, based on what we're talking about not having that personal touch with somebody?
Yeah. I think first of all, I think it's really sad that we are not in contact with people physically as much anymore, but it's coming back very soon. We as human beings will always, I feel like we'll always need that. I think it's biological that we'll need to contact to be in contact with somebody physically and have that personal connection with somebody. That being said, I think it's amazing how inventive we are getting with our sex lives in the time of COVID. It's just crazy. And all the moaning rooms, the cyber sex, the alcohol. Oh, we're cheersing? Yes, honey.
I'm choosing because I think you're right.
Yeah, I think we're doing a great job. I think that
You need another cocktail.
I do. I don't think the cyber sex will ever fully replace full contact sex at the end of the day. And I
Okay.
think that
Yeah.
no matter what, even though we have Grindr and things like that, as far as meeting people contactless, I still don't think that we'll ever be able to replace it. But I think that it's great that we as people have an outlet still. So that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. I think the progression of where we're going sexually during this pandemic, it
Mhm.
turns out we're very a resourceful human
That's
race,
right.
and we can get by our own devices. But that being said, there
Unintended.
there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing like the just human connection
Yes.
in real life. I'm thankful for this show because seeing you there, I feel like you and I are always in contact with this show,
Uh-huh.
but
Thank you,
but
baby.
there's something about just real life connection that you is unsurmountable, really.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Okay. Well, we got to get to some news in. Oh, what are people saying as I pull up the
Junior
next news article?
Junior says, definitely need that physical and personal connection. I do enjoy chatterbait every now and then. Oh, I used to love me some chatterbait. When I'm enjoying myself on the fly and supporting sex workers. Yep. I used to love
There,
my
Junior. Oh, go
OnlyFans
ahead.
too, but now
Junior,
I got
there's a guy that I am thinking of joining his OnlyFans, and he
Mhm.
did a chatterbait where he can suck his own cock with his
What?
legs wrapped around his head,
What his
and
name
his
is?
ass is there. I'll find out, you guys, and I'll let you know. Um, and I have a thing with looking at guys that can suck their own cocks, and he's talking to the camera, his ass is out there,
Wait, he's sucking a
and
dick and talking to the camera
yeah, and he has
at
beautiful
the same
feet.
time?
He's
That is
got
talent.
beautiful feet too, so for feet fetish fans, you're getting like ass, dick, feet all in one, and he seems like a nice guy. I mean, pour this guy a drink,
That's
buy a
right.
round of drinks for him. I mean, come
Yeah.
on. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I would go on his OnlyFans and not watch. Wink, wink.
We talked about this, Cody, where you and Joe are going to explore together porn.
We are going to, I think. We're going to explore porn, I think.
Okay.
So we haven't started yet, but
okay. I hear a little quiver in your voice.
Well, he's listening now, so I can't really.
Do we need to pull Joe into the conversation? Okay, we've got to get to some hot sex news, and one of them comes out of a French fashion designer gets abused after showing photo of him and his husband kissing. When I saw this story, I knew I had to talk about it. When French fashion designer Simone Porte Jacquemus shared a photo of himself kissing his husband on Monday, he probably thought it would be a little more than a sweet Valentine's gesture. Some of the comments it provoked shocked him. Simon's label, Jacquemus, is known for its clothing, bags, earrings, and sunglasses. It takes a pro-LGBTQ stance and has used same-sex couples in its marketing campaign. So the photo shows Simon kissing his husband, Marco, beside a swimming pool. It's really hot, you guys. Really hot. Did you see it, Cody?
I did. I think they're both so adorable.
So adorable. Posted to the label's official Instagram on Monday with its 4.2 million followers, y'all. It prompted over 500,000 likes. However, many of the initial commentators posted vomiting emojis, prompting Simon Porte Jacquemus to post a follow-up response. He took a screenshot of one person saying she'd previously been looking forward to buying one of his bags, but the photo made her feel sick. Really, bitch. Simon, 32, responded, "My bag, don't want you." And in a caption, he reiterated the message, saying, "Lots of gay people worked for the brand, and I don't need your homophobic point of view, and my bags don't need you either." On his Instagram stories, Simon showed further screenshots of people posting vomiting emojis, and he posted a message saying, I'm happy we're having somehow this painful conversation. I grew up without any, he's French, so I'm trying to, without gay couple figures, and I know how important it is to be an example of young kids out there. We will fight for them to show that love always wins. And it really does, Cody.
Yes, it does. And Steve translated that from French, just so everybody knows. That's what happened.
Oh my God. What were your thoughts when you heard the story? I mean,
I think that his response was amazing. I think that those people are doing way too much. I can't believe the lengths that other people would go to shame or make other people feel like their love or just the way of being is less than. And Mary J. Blige told us we don't need no hateration, holleration in this dancery. Okay.
Did you see her on the Super Bowl?
She told us on the Super Bowl.
That was one of the best Super Bowl performances
of
my life. I was dancing with hobbling on my crutch. It was life to me. And by the way, Mary J. Blige's new album is fierce.
Is it? I have to download it. Okay, all right.
I cleaned house to it the other day. It was amazing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, love.
So amazing.
Yeah. I think just do not. I think you need to put your headset on too, because I'm hearing feedback, Cody. But I think, or keep them off. Do whatever you want. But I have to say that I'm so glad that Simone did what he wanted to. And I just think the bigger you get, Simon's label is, and his 4.2 million followers, you're going to get haters. But what a lot of the commenters were saying on this is like, how do you not know that he's not gay or that you're not buying a bag from a gay designer? I mean, really, have you not watched Project Runway?
Do you not know the world is basically what it is.
It's crazy that he didn't know that. Yeah, but he's going strong.
Yeah, I think that I want to buy one of his bags, and I can afford one on layaway. So I hope that they have
Okay.
layaway.
At $2.99 for the next 25 years, you may get it. I
I'm
love
good
it.
to go. I think.
Okay.
But the bags are so small. Did you look at the bags? They're
I
like
did not.
4.
No, I don't want a handbag. I'm not like our friend Silas,
You're
but
so cute.
I just threw some
Where is
major
he tonight?
shade.
He's not here, so we can talk about him.
We can talk about him. Okay. Hey, it's Steve V, host of TAGSPodcast. As we're celebrating our 5-year anniversary of TAGSPodcast, I'm really excited to share something with you, and it's about our newly revamped Patreon page entitled Tags SexPos Community. Our newly revamped Patreon page is a chance to support Tags at various tiers where you get special monthly perks. On the new revamped page, there are 5 tiers, making it super easy for you to choose the right one for you. What are those tiers? They're Virgin, Twink, Sub, Diva, and even Sugar Daddy. What are some of my favorite perks you receive? Well, some of them are as simple as, but fun, as getting a shout out on an upcoming Tags podcast with your city. Access to our Discord channel, a text channel where you can continue the discussions of the week's topics, ask questions, and converse with other Tags listeners. Our monthly Deeper conversation, where we all share our views on a deeper sexual conversation. Monthly live stream hangouts. Tags merch. Get your favorite Tags t-shirt, tank top, or even a really cool Tags mug. Erotica short stories written by me. Comes out every other month. Well, I'm really excited about this revamped Patreon page and to share just a few of the perks you'll get when you join, because it will keep the conversation going, and that's why we're naming it Tags SexPos Community. Here's a special offer for you. Join between now and February 24th at our Twink category or above and receive an exclusive live stream hangout plus a shout out on an upcoming episode. Simply go to patreon.com/TagsPodcasts. Show your love and support for Tags, plus join our SexPos community at the tier that makes sense for you. Again, visit patreon.com/TagsPodcast before February 24th to receive your special offer. You know, in other news, I love this next story. I really love this next story. You might not, but a mom gets a ruler. Get this. A mom gets a ruler. You know, a ruler.
Okay. Yeah,
Tattooed on her arm so she can measure men's dicks before fucking them.
Oh, yeah.
We could just stop there, but they write a mom has opened up about her decision to have a discreet ruler inked on her arm, allowing her to measure the length of a partner's manhood. 34-year-old Tracy Kiss from Buckinghamshire opted for a series of visually attractive dots lined up from her elbow right up to her pinky finger, measuring every inch and a half of skin. All Tracy has to do is place her arm next to a partner to figure out his size, an attribute the yoga instructor and life coach says she really enjoys knowing about for imagination purposes when you're not together. Given that the tat is rather discreet, this allows Tracy to innocently reach up to stroke his stomach whilst taking a glance at my arm alongside it to count the inches rather than guessing with Hans.
Okay.
Tracy began...
You in this Madonna accent. I love it.
Oh, shut it. Tracy began considering this cheeky design following an encounter with a date who didn't know his size, or rather didn't choose to reveal it to me. Shocked by this admission, Tracy found her partner's penis to be incredibly impressive and couldn't believe he'd never taken the time to measure himself. She joked at the time that she would bring a ruler with me next time. Her date asked her where it was, and when they both enjoyed a good laugh about it. I'm kind of obsessed with, because it's not really a
Right?
ruler, it's
Yes.
dots, but
Yes.
the dots align with inches,
Yes.
and it's kind of decorative, if you will. Oh, I'm still in my. It's kind of showing a lot of decoration on her arm,
You
and I'm
wouldn't know. She's not making people feel insecure.
no, we got a little in
Yes.
trouble with that of a Nelly
It's
story last week, and
girl.
he's coming up though, and yeah. Anyways,
We shall
sometimes
get there.
sometimes people call us out on this show, y'all, and I take responsibility for some of what we say,
And
but
we are open to criticisms for
we
sure.
are, we are.
We are. Yeah. We take it
Oh,
seriously.
what did you think about this, Cody?
Yeah, genius. I wish I would have thought of it first and patented it, because that's so smart of her to just have dots on there, and now she knows automatically just by she can just even do it seductively, and it could be so secretive, and her partners would never even know, and she could be like, oh darling, I love your 16-inch dick or whatever. I want to know how many dots she has on her arm.
What's
That is
crazy is that
a
it
real
took a
question.
woman. It took a woman to think of this before a gay man. Now, maybe there is a gay man out there, and shout out if you've done this already. But I have been at a bar or two that is a sex positive club where dicks are out, and all you had to do when you're down on your knees is put that fist out. You know, us gays wouldn't be so subtle with the dots. They would just put the whole ruler on there, and but you could do
Exactly.
that. You could do that.
Yeah.
It's like, lay it out there. And I'm
I
kind of
think that would be
thinking,
kind of hot,
I'm kind of
actually.
thinking of, this has been an open space. I'm pointing out, if you're listening to this, I'm pointing at an empty canvas.
At his forearm, yes.
That's very soft and supple because I've been taking a lot of vitamin K. And
beautiful skin, darling.
Beautiful skin, darling. And I'm thinking that might be kind of hot to get that tattooed, but I'm just gonna go with the full ruler. Forget the dots.
I think when you're at those clubs you were talking about, though, the last thing you're thinking about is the size of the member.
No, but it could be kind of fun to just kind of like, just for shits and giggles,
Yeah.
measure. And
oh yeah,
it doesn't
you get all
matter.
the guys coming to you. I think
so. Yeah. I'm just saying. I think I doubled down on the person that critiqued us last week, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Junior says he uses common items like remotes, magazine, lubes, bottles, beer bottles, cans, etc., and that's how he can tell how large the members are.
Oh my gosh! Wow,
very smart.
When they're there in person, I love that.
He's like, come put your dick next to this beer bottle. Let's do this.
You know what? But she's so subtle by doing that. I think that's so brilliant.
Yeah.
And yeah. What topic do you want to get to next? Because we've got to use our time wisely here.
We have to get to Madonna.
Okay, then let's get to Madonna. Let's go.
Yes, I think it goes right in. This goes right into.
We're
Madonna
skipping over the party that stinks, but
yes,
yeah. Madonna's this goes okay. Madonna's latest photo shoot sees her dealing with some car trouble in a series of racy outfits, and the internet is obsessed. Truth be told, I need to tell you, I'm a Madonna fan, so I'm all here for her social media. The pictures show Madonna draped across a car wearing platform heels, sexy lingerie, and an ankle-length jacket, bearing the message, God saves the Queen. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. She shared this Friday with the caption, car trouble, along with a series of emojis, and her followers were immediately whipped into a frenzy. The series of snaps have racked up, at the time, more than 470,000 likes, and fans had rushed to heap praise for the star. The post was flooded with comments calling her stunning and goddess, but sadly, the Queen of Pop also faced a handful of ageist and sexist comments, with many suggesting she should no longer pose for racy photo shoots because of her age. That's when the next thing comes in. One of the most high-profile detractors was none other than Nelly. You might remember, who commented, quote, some things should just be left covered up, alongside a face palm emoji. You might remember we talked about Nelly just last week on this
Just last
show,
week.
where we got somebody hating on, like, not hating on us, writing in that we were a little unfair. And I'm going to
Okay.
talk about this, and then we're going to talk about this story. Last week,
Okay.
we
go ahead.
talked about Nelly, who
Mhm.
on Instagram posted a story of a girl sucking his cock
Mhm.
on Instagram, on an
Yep.
Instagram story. And
Yep.
why? And yes, Twitter was all coming after the size of his dick on,
Mhm.
and we reiterated that.
Yeah.
Somebody got mad at us for going overboard on talking. We're supposedly a sex positive podcast, and we're talking about how Nelly's appendage isn't really that big.
Yeah.
It isn't. That's just the fact. I'm not going to apologize for that. That's not sex positive or not. It just is what it is. However, what I wrote back, and the person hasn't emailed me back, because I said I take responsibility for what I say. And yes, that probably wasn't the kindest things. But what our real point was is how
Mm.
Nelly could let a video leak out to Instagram like that, whether he knew it or not. It got out there. How does somebody get their dick sucked on Instagram? Like I showed you, I have so many videos of more than dick sucking on this phone. Do you think that
Yeah.
they've ever made it on Instagram? No. And
Never.
when I simply posted a picture of me doing really far less, not even
Yeah.
X-rated, Instagram shut us down. And we're like
Yeah.
a small microcosm of a social media platform, the Nelly's platform.
Yeah.
And we get shut down, really. So I was angry, really. That's where it
It's
all came from.
ridiculous.
So I called him out.
Slightly homophobic. Yes.
Yeah, so I called him out for it. And we got called out for saying that talking about Nelly's small dick size, when
I don't
and
think
we're
we
not
were shaming him at
I just think
all.
we were reiterating. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds to me like from what I remember, because I have to go back and listen to the show. I would get my notes ready for this show, so I didn't remember. I feel like we were reiterating what other people had said, and we weren't really necessarily shaming him.
Well, I
And
mean,
that's reporting the news.
I was saying that it was small, but I was really more about how sloppy he was letting that get out on an Instagram story,
Yeah.
and he still has his Instagram account, and how we don't. But so I left it alone. I wrote a nice email back to this person. They haven't responded back. Respond back, because I did thoughtfully write this email back. However, here Nelly is still in the news and comes back a week later and is shaming Madonna when for being like, that's too much, and she's doing nothing X-rated. He's being ageist when he had his dick sucked on Instagram leaked out there.
Yep.
Nelly, fuck off. Really?
Ooh,
like, really?
That's
No.
not for Facebook. You're right. He's such a hypocrite, and I can't believe that stance that he took that stance, considering he just had his dick out on Instagram last week. I've never seen Madonna's vagina, as far as I can remember. So she has all the legs to stand on, and he has none. I think that it reinforces the fact that women are held to a different standard than men when it comes to being sexual, and it's sexist, basically. And I feel like he should be very embarrassed. It says that to me that if he felt bad, if it was an accident for him to put that video out last week, he would be quiet right now instead of saying what he's saying. He would be quiet.
Yeah.
So
shut
I
the F
can't.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I hope at 51, I want to continue to put out positive videos of or imagery of myself out there until my dying day. And on the lines of that, do you know the old gays, Cody?
I do. I love them from Grindr. They have a Grindr web series.
They do? I didn't even know
Yes,
that. I know
it's
them from
so
out.com. Tell me
cute.
about it really quick.
So Grinder has a web series, and it's just the old gays, and they show them all the new things that the gays are doing out there in the world, and they show pictures of them when they were younger and what was going on then. It's just amazing. It's so heartwarming. It imparts so much older gay wisdom to the younger generation, and I love the old gays from the web series.
Out.com does a really good job of featuring them. All four members, Robert Reeves, Jesse L. Martin, Mick Peterson, and Bill Lyons, have been flexing their sexy garments all week, wearing the new underwear and harnesses from what's the brand that they're wearing them from?
Savage X Fenty.
Okay, that's Rihanna's, correct?
Yes, it
Uh,
is.
And I'm going to post this on TAGSPodcast.com so you can see it. They have got to be in their 70s, 80s. I know for sure, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
60s to 80s. I feel
60s.
their ages range.
Okay. And they look so good. One of them,
They
okay.
look so good.
Quote, at 75, Robert says, I've never come out to the rest of my family. My family knows I'm gay, but it has never been something that's talked about or dealt with in a confrontational way because she kept me hidden away. I think this is really positive and what we need to see more of.
Oh, for
And
sure.
if I want to see my pop stars of Madonna's been and Janet Jackson are my favorite pop stars of all time.
Oh,
I want to
yeah.
continue to see them. Yes, I love the new pop stars of today, but I think it's fabulous. I have always been a sexual person. I just talked earlier offline. I posed for all kinds of gay sex erotica back in the
Love it.
day. I
Yeah.
still feel that way today at 51.
Good.
Still want to be able to do that 10, 20 years from now, 30 years from now.
So do
So
I.
Madonna continues to be my icon and says, yes, you can. And I love that. And we should not be ageist in that way. So again, F off, Nelly, once again. And this time I stand by it, and don't email me because I still really stand by it. So anyways.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Rihanna actually got them one of
Okay.
her thing.
Yeah. I think we need more representation with this.
We definitely do.
Yeah. We could go on with this topic, but I think we need to get to a Reddit thread. What do you think?
Let's go. Go.
And you want one over the other one. I can't remember which one though. The Friends with Benefits, yes?
Both of them
Or the
are
other
amazing.
one.
So you can do either one, and I will have plenty to say. Don't worry.
There's a
Dealer's
recent Reddit.
choice.
Okay, there's a recent Reddit thread that asked the question, am I foolish for thinking that my FWB, friends with benefit, can become a relationship? Posted this last night, but deleted that and reposted so more people can see. So me and this guy met 3 weeks ago, and maybe I made the assumption of friends with benefits when it's really fuck buddies. But here we go. We met up and had a great time. We fooled around in every way imaginable. Then we cuddled and kissed. Then we went at it again, followed by more cuddling and kissing. This went on for about 2 hours. After we both finished, we ended up talking about some of the things we have in common. As he's getting ready to leave, we talk a little, and on his way out, he gives me a kiss. During that kiss, he's called me sexy and cutie, and he knew once he saw me, he told me kissing me is fun, etc. We don't really talk too much that first week besides the lengthy convo about arbitrary stuff. We meet up again, and that time is much better. The chemistry is there, the passion is there. He doesn't come because of some meds he's on. Okay. Red flag. But he makes sure I do. Oh, I don't mind that. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm reacting in the middle of reading this, and I'm comprehending as I read this. And in the middle of our fun, I say I want the fun to be a regular thing, to which he says he agrees. We have our fun, we cuddle and talk, we kiss a lot, and he's leaving, we talk even more about life. Okay, I'm almost done with the story, I promise. We couldn't meet today because he said he was busy with some papers, but that's not where my anxiety lies. It's whether he might be getting bored with me and our fun, despite him saying multiple times how much of a blast he's having. Now, I don't know if I want more with him. I would surely welcome it, but I'm nervous about bringing it up. I asked if he wants to meet up later this week, to which he hasn't read the message yet or replied. But for some reason, I have a nagging feeling that he's getting annoyed with me despite us only talking about once or twice a week, and there's no other reason to feel annoyed. So do you guys think he's genuinely busy and that he's actually like spending time with me? Whoa. I need a breath. Cody, take over. What do you think?
You are hilarious. So my personal opinion is this person has made up their mind about the type of relationship they want to have with this other person. Let's call them Bob and Steve. Bob has made up their mind. I don't know
Why do you
why I
got to
put his
choose
name in there.
Steve?
I know. As soon as it came out, I was
Why
like,
you got to go with Steve? I tell you, I've got my box in.
So Bob and Greg, okay? Bob already has his mind how he feels about Greg, and he's scared that Greg doesn't reciprocate those feelings. So he's to actually be honest about what he feels. And I think that he just needs to bite the bullet that he feels, because you only live once and you can't live your life your feelings.
Yeah, and the point about friends with benefits is like I'm sexting now with a friends with benefits guy. And I have to say that I think if you like somebody, I think as gay men in general, I'm just generalizing people, do not come for me. I think in general, we tend to expedite the sex process earlier than maybe we are.
And that is okay.
And it's okay, and it's really good. And we get that out of the way. And some of my hetero counterparts think you guys are so efficient. You get if it's going to work out a lot quicker than, you know, our hetero counterparts. On the other hand, you can fall. I have fallen into the friends with benefits category, and that can be great. It can be really great. I think 3 or 4 times of getting together with somebody, if you like that person.
It's true.
I think I've had friends with benefits where it's just sex, and I think it's too late to kind of go back and try and invigorate this relationship. I don't think it's impossible, but I've tried to do that in the past with a friends with benefits, and they kind of laughed in my face a little bit. It was just sort of like, what? Like, I thought what we had was understood and good. I think it's that much harder. I think if you're really interested and you see something and you're having sex with them, I think you need to early on have some dates with that person.
I agree. And so the difference between this situation and our guest question from yesterday is that the guest question from yesterday said that James said that Antonio, I have to use names again or I'll get confused. James said Antonio was showing him a connection that was more than just so when things are on that, be honest and truthful about your connection with that person, and there's no way to get clarity on your feelings and be honest then unless you communicate your feelings with that person. And yesterday's question showed that they had more of a connection, and today's question shows that, to me, it looks like that there is less of a connection. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah, you've got to. It's tricky too in these times too.
It is, but
the
best way to get past all that's mire is to cut straight to the chase.
Yeah, right. Early on, absolutely. What does Silas say?
Silas says a closed mouth didn't get fed, so he agrees with me. And then he says, "I hear a lot of assumptions, and I'm only assuming because I don't have the people in front of me to get clarification."
Sometimes you don't even need to have that conversation. Sometimes you can, I'm just trying to think of times that I have had friends with benefits that
Hmm.
we have tried to go the relationship route. I think it can happen,
It can.
particularly with us gay men. I think I really do, because sometimes people are going through different things, but at best, for advice for this person, I think you then have to then be straightforward and say, hey, I'm into you. And if this Reddit thread went on and they're starting to spend time like sharing interests together, I think when you start doing that kind of thing, then one of you needs to say, hey, would you want to go out for dinner? Would you
Mhm.
want to go do this? Break
So
break the cycle of
so
just getting together and pounding each other till you guys are sex-sillied.
that's hot too.
That's
This
super hot.
leads this leads me to a question that I want to kind of pose to you, and you can answer it as succinctly as possible. Who do you think should who in a gay relationship, who do you think should be the first one to like break the ice?
What do you mean?
As far as I think because we as gay men, we're both men and we're
Yeah.
socialized that the man has to take charge all the time. So how do you
Well,
reconcile that in a
good
gay
good
relationship?
good question. So obviously the one writing this Reddit thread should be the one that should propose this, because he's
I
the
love that.
one that is writing and having the conundrum, and this is messing with his mind. So
Mhm,
I think whoever comes first to the table who's feeling like this is an issue, because
mhm.
for all we know, the other one might be like, hey, I'm getting my cake and eat it too.
I'm good.
Not a problem over here. And meanwhile, the other one is writing on Reddit, and we're talking about it on TAGSPodcast, and
Exactly.
that's the one that should really be bringing it up.
I
And
love that
who
answer.
knows? It when brought up, maybe the other one would be like, "Oh, I didn't know it was a problem, but sure, let's deal with
Yeah,
this." And yeah, I wouldn't mind dating you. Or no, I just want your ass. I don't know.
but you don't know until you ask.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Well, it's time for our favorite segment of the night. And it's
Woohoo!
when this
Go in
comes
the
out,
other
it's
room,
called
baby.
Thirst Trap Thursday. I put it in the chat line there under Steve V. And this
Uh-huh.
is um Straight Up Gay Porn does this whole thing called Thirst Trap. Who took the best thirsty picture of the week? And it's usually of gay porn stars. This week they asked the question, out of these 17 gay porn stars, who took the best photo or video? Really good selection, Cody. I had a tough time. I want to
Definitely
initially
got an
shout
eyeful.
out. So I have three that I got to shout out to. The
3,
first,
Steve.
well, here's the deal.
Go
We
ahead.
have to shout out to Jacob Acosta, who's in the
Oh, we
mix. The
love him.
reason why he's got the largest dick I've ever seen, it's just beautiful. And I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm just not. But he has been on our show as a guest.
Yes.
Jacob and
Yes.
Harley. We talked about Harley last week. This week they put Jacob in there, and he could not have been the sweetest. But in this pic that he's taking a selfie of himself with his huge, thick schlong, he has the cutest dog in the background. And if you know anything about me, I'm obsessed. I'm going to try and do every syllable of that
You are.
with dogs. I'm
Yeah.
obsessed. And this dog in the picture is, I can't tell. Is it the dick or the dog? The dick or the dog? Dick, dog, dog, dick,
That's
dick,
probably
dog.
why I didn't pick it.
Dick, dog, dog, dick. I don't know. I'm so obsessed. And so he gets my favorite. And because Jacob could not have been more gracious and sweet on Tags Live when you remember him?
Oh,
He was
they
great.
were both so sweet. Both Jacob and Harley.
Coming up next is Kane Fox, and
Okay.
I can relate to the video that is posted in this. And in the video, he's sitting at his office chair, Can't focus on my I can't focus on my game, he says. He's a gamer until I take care of this. Want to help me out? I've been there today earlier when I was trying to do some work and
You
I got
game?
sexted. No, I was just trying to do my work.
Okay.
And I got sexted and I had to bust one out. So I relate to King Fox on this video and what he did, and he pulled it out, took care of it. And lastly, Ashton Summers is so
that
hot.
Your pick?
All three of them are. I'm just giving you three. Ashton Summers is super hot with his sexy body on a wrinkled up bed behind him. And his yellow iPhone that I love, and those
he's holding his glasses.
Eyebrows that are giving me serving eyebrows. We only have so much time. Who are you picking?
Oh, touching the floor. Yes, Ashton was my pick too.
Ashton was your pick?
Okay. Yeah, he was.
All right. What are the people saying? Or unless you have more to add.
Oh, I don't have anything else to add.
Oh, because you got your boyfriend right there. That's why.
That's why. You're so smart. So Jen says Josh Brady takes Jen's breath away. So,
Josh Brady. Did we talk about Josh Brady?
We did not talk about Josh Brady. I got to find him.
Okay. What do you like about Josh Brady? We need to know right now. And what are we missing that that Josh has?
Oh, he got that ass. That's what he got.
Okay. Oh, right. We had a little bit of dead air, but we learned yesterday that Jin's into the ass. He loves eating ass.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
And he's in a jock strap. He's turned around looking in the mirror, and he's taking a picture of that ass. And that was my second pick.
Oh, my God. We have got to wrap this show up. This has been so much fun.
So much fun.
I know. You can always follow my co-host. He's a life coach at Instagram, KMD Coaching, or follow his personal account at Mr. More Ease. Thanks, guys, for watching and playing. Thanks, Silas, Jen, everybody else, so much, Junior. Good night.